Hey, how's everybody doing? It's your boy Neo, and today I would like to talk about the Djed stablecoin. This stablecoin right here is not getting a lot of attention, in my opinion. I feel like a lot of people are not really talking about it, so I would like to take the time today to talk a little bit about it. This stablecoin is going to be deployed on Cardano. It's by IOHK, and they pretty much aim to create a stable coin that is more stable than the stable coins of the past, also more reliable and also more trustworthy. And this stable coin right here is an improvement, if you ask me. Now, just from the white paper and some other stuff that I've been reading, it seems like it's aiming to solve these problems of some of the stable coins in the past, and we'll address that in a second. But for right now, let's see what Charles has to say about it.
So earlier this year, there was an idea of taking some of the experiments that were conducted on Ergo and actually, shooting for the fences and going for an algorithmic stablecoin that we could deploy on Cardano. And I said, let's try it. So we had a lot of discussions, went back and forth about certain things that would make sense, things that keep me up the night, and also how we would use this in a broader agenda for stable fees and a protocol level stable coin. I think Terra and a few others have done that. Actually, that's how I started my career in the industry with BitShares. There was this idea of a bit share, but then there was BitUS.
Okay, so as you guys have just heard, basically what I wanted to, show you guys is that Charles Hoskinson actually is involved with the Djed stablecoin. And I mention that because Charles Hoskinson is very trusted in the community, especially in the Cardano community, and also by the crypto community at large. He's just a very trusted person. So we know that this is not going to be any type of scam or anything like that. It's not going to be any type of pyramid scheme. It's not going to be anything like that. He's telling you, you're basically hearing it from his mouth that he looked into this stable coin. So if you guys trust Charles Hoskinson, this can add some validity to the coin. It's coming directly from the creator of Cardano, and he's saying it's going to be deployed on in the Cardano ecosystem. So moving on, we could actually see where the name came from. So I was doing some research on this and I came across this right here. So check this out. The Djed is one of the more ancient commonly found symbols in ancient Egyptian religion. It is a pillar-like symbol, Egyptian hieroglyphs representing stability. So right there, we want to read this again. It is a pillar-like symbol in Egyptian hieroglyphs representing stability. I think this is a very good name for the coin, considering it is a stable coin and this is an ancient symbol representing stability. So for a stable coin, this right here is a really good name. I like the fact that they came up with a name that is representative of the coin. So we can go on. Right here is something cool to see. It is commonly understood to represent his spine. So basically, one of the Egyptian gods is basically understood to represent his spine. So that is also kind of, your spine keeps you stable. Now, looking at the symbol itself, we can see it is kind of like a towering image with beams on it. So I can pretty much see this possibly being the symbol for the Djed coin. Like I could see this being like the what represents it more than likely. So this right here is probably the first look of what the symbol is going to actually look like. So moving on, we can look at Tether. We're on an official Tether website and we can see right here. Tether is one of the older stable coins. It was never mentioned particular and specific to be what Charles was talking about, but since it's one of the oldest, we can look into it. Every Tether token is always 100% backed by our reserves, which include traditional currency and cash equivalents, and from time to time may include other assets and receivables from loans made by Tether to third parties. which may include affiliated entities. Every Tether token is also one-to-one pegged to the dollar, so one USDT is always valued by Tether at 1 USD. And now that I think about it, this actually was mentioned by input output, so we're gonna take a look at that as well. So right here, if this is kind of like the old model of stable coins, basically what was said is originally what was stated was one tether is worth $1, and it would literally have the dollars in an account somewhere. And if you wanted to trade in your tether for $1, you can always do that. However, if you really look into it, it is not, there is not $1 for every tether. Because right here you can see may include other assets. So I just wanted to point that out. Now, moving on to the website, input output, iohk.io official website. Djed, a formally verified crypto-backed pegged algorithmic stablecoin. This paper describes Djed, an algorithmic stablecoin protocol that behaves like an autonomous bank. All right, so right there, this is autonomous because with a stablecoin like Tether, it relies on a company to put dollars to back up the actual Tether coin. So you would have to trust the company to always do that, and they would have to get audited a lot. And what if one day they just decide, okay, we're not going to actually back them one-to-one, and there's no way the public can tell whether every tether in existence is actually backed. All we have pretty much is their word. So what if everybody decided to cash out their tether at the same time, but there was not enough dollars to be able to do that? So that buys and sells stable coins for a price in a range that is pegged to a target price. This doesn't have to be the US dollar. It could be other currencies too. Main thing about this is that it's going to be stable. It is a crypto backed in the sense that the bank keeps a volatile cryptocurrency in its reserve. The reserve is used to buy stablecoins from users that want to sell them, and revenue from sales of stablecoins to users are stored in their reserves. So basically, what they're saying is, they're just kind of saying what I was saying. So furthermore, the claims and their proofs are formally verified using two different techniques: bounded model checking to exhaustively search for counterexamples to the claims. All right, so we're just going to go look at the paper for this. We're not going to go through the whole thing, but I will go through a little bit of it with you guys. You guys should go ahead and do your own research. I'm just kickstarting, the conversation. So you guys be sure to do your own research on some of these things that I'm talking about in this video today. So, introduction. In the narrowest sense, a stablecoin is a cryptocurrency that has its price pegged to a fiat currency. So basically, a currency such as the US dollar, kind of like old money, I guess you would say. And it's fully backed by reserves in the same fiat currency. So basically what I was saying with Tether, how it's supposed to be one-to-one backed with the US dollar. So every Tether has a US dollar in a reserve somewhere. And that's what keeps the price the same. More broadly, a stablecoin can be defined as a digital asset that has mechanisms to maintain a low deviation of its price from a target price. So basically, if Tether is $1, it's supposed to be $1, you shouldn't really see it at 96 cents. You know what I mean? So the invention of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies is a major obstacle for their wider adoption and recognition as proper currencies, particularly as means of exchange and units of account. So what it's stating here is pretty much that the problem with Bitcoin to be used as a currency is that the price is always volatile. So one day you might wake up and it's worth $100 in your account, and then the next day you might wake up and it's worth $50 in your account. let's say you spend it while it was worth $50, and then literally the next day it's worth 100. You kind of just, are losing out on some of your money, and it's just like, let's say a person wanted to let's say a person wanted to sell you something and you wanted to buy what they were selling. If you would send them the your Bitcoin, there's no guarantee that it's gonna be the actual value that you wanted it to be and that they want it to be, because the value changes so much. Intrinsic value never changes, but the actual fiat value of that actually does change. So basically, stable coins would stay the same in no matter what. Now, this is supposed to be a superior stable coin, which is yet to be seen. We have to be honest here and we have to see how it is. Reading off of what they aim to do, it actually seems like it will be superior because it's more algorithmically based. Speaking more into Djed, a crypto-backed algorithmic stablecoin contract. So this is pretty much done by code. It's not really done by humans having to put dollars in the bank, because we know a smart contract is the law. It is going to the computer is going to make sure the whatever is supposed to be the outcome is the outcome, and it's you can't change it. So there's nobody who has to be relied upon, because it's going to stay the same no matter what by the code of the Djed. So it keeps a reserve of base coins. It gets a little technical here, but bear with me. It maintains the peg of stable coins to a target price by buying and selling stable coins using its reserves. While doing so, it charges fees and accumulates them in its reserves. The beneficiaries of this revenue stream are ultimately the RC holders, who contribute with additional funds to the reserve and take risk of price fluctuation. So if that was a little complicated, there's two versions of it. There's minimal Djed, and minimal Djed is the simpler one, and then there's a more complex version, extended Djed. And this is just interesting. I wanted to kickstart the conversation and talk about this more. Be sure to let me know what you guys think about this. Cardano is going to be needing a stable coin, and I think this is the solution for that right here. So hopefully you guys got something out of this video, and if you did, go ahead and leave it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. As always, it's been your boy Neo, and I'm out.